Welcome to Instant Discussions. This episode we are discussing the 1997 film Funny Games. From Austria, the psychological thriller from Austria. Who would have thought that this movie came out of Austria, birthplace of Adolf Hitler? Who would have thought that they...
No one who speaks German could ever do
with this. Remade in 2007, but we are not discussing that as we haven't watched that for this.
That's the U.S. version, right?
Which is extremely to this version.
American
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, super close.
In fact, it's even still in German. That's how close.
Wow.
They just use the same actors.
This is my
same
shocked face.
Wow, look how much it made.
We're not discussing that. Oh, that's not even in the U.S. dollars.
No, I know. It's funny.
All right. So you did this to us.
I did.
Yeah.
You picked this.
You did this to us.
Before you start on that, actually, why?
Because it's so funny.
Isn't it?
Funny.
Originally I saw the U.S. version, which I really enjoyed.
Okay.
And then I said, hey...
So you have seen both?
Yes.
Okay. And then you wanted to go back and watch the original.
Yes.
And then you decided to pick the original. Well, I guess the other one's not on instant watch. So you can
No,
get
yeah,
it.
it's DVD, but...
So before we started watching this, what came up on there for me, it already recommended to me at 4 stars.
Oh, wow.
So that was promising. It's unrated film.
I think it recommended it to me at 4 stars as well.
Yeah, and then in the more like funny games, we see some familiar faces of Antichrist and and VHS, both two very high up on my list of the most disturbing things we've seen so far in instant discussion. So already off to a great start. That's all I knew about this movie
Did we
going
do
into
VHS?
it.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
we did VHS.
We didn't do
No,
VHS.
not VHS. I'm not thinking ABC's of Death. All right. Well, Antichrist.
Mhm.
Antichrist, better there. Well, yeah. Great to see Antichrist going into this. That was the thought of, it's going to be like this.
This was also on the list of the top 10 movies to make you lose faith in humanity.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
good. It's appropriate. I got to go watch all the other ones. on
Did
that
it make
list,
you
but
lose faith in humanity, Tony?
No,
It made him excited, yeah.
It just turned him
Like
on.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like that. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, what was your first impressions watching? I guess it's difficult because you'd already were familiar with the story since you'd come across the other one, but
Well, I kind of have to mix the two, but the original or the second one is so close to the they're like the same exact angles and everything.
okay,
It's just creepy. Like
yeah,
right away, they're just obviously way over polite, and you're like, there's something wrong here, but they're just having fun with it, which makes it creepier. It's just like a fun little game to them.
Yeah.
So
Just savoring that shit.
yeah.
yeah. So not knowing anything going into it with me is the watching the family on the road trip. At first, they're in the car, going there and playing the guessing game with music. So that's all fun, and then it cuts to that German underground punk music,
industrial shit.
Industrial German punk. And I think that kind of added to it to me of instead of if this were just originally an American movie or something, the German soundtrack to that I think makes it a lot harsher than if it was just an American punk into that. So
and I love
and
when
the look on the
hits, you're
kid's
like,
face, like it seems like the parents aren't noticing it, but the kid is noticing it.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Because his face is just like
The wife does have like a small reaction when it changed, and I'm not sure if that's why they put it there or not. So
I don't know.
But yeah, the kid's face was really the key thing there.
So
It was fun.
And it was interesting too when you first meet the two boys.
Mm-hmm.
They the way they introduce themselves with, oh yeah, we're staying with the friend, you know them,
yeah.
so we're friends with them, so we're all cool, right? And we need to get some eggs. All about eggs. The whole movie about eggs. So how about Steffan? What did you?
My favorite moment.
Yeah. Or we're going first impressions.
First impressions. I'm sorry. My first impression. I mean, you immediately I even kind of once they got there and they were being really weird. I even remembered. Oh yeah, they passed their friends on the way over here, and their friends were acting weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, wouldn't that be awkward? So I was like, that's probably dramatically appropriate, and I just took that for what that was.
I didn't really pick it up. I'd just been distracted, not thinking about that part and that one. paying more attention to the German dialogue and seeing how much I could pick up without reading.
And then later, when they got to the house and they're saying, "Oh yeah, you really think they're gonna be here, even though that was the conversation you had with them?" And I was just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, all right." That confirms what I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was taking its time to get there, and
Yes.
I didn't.
It's slow build, but
It was slow build, but yeah.
Even though it was a slow build, I think they had just little nuggets of like just weird shit
Yeah.
that kept you like.
there's enough
"Wait
in
a
there.
second."
And like the music is one of those things that really says like something's going on here.
Mhm.
It's similar to what they had done in the beginning of Cabin in the Woods with the music shift in there. So it's fun to get that, like we were saying, everything's nice and fine and calm here what we're showing, but something's going on, so we got to play this little music sting that'll tell you that keep watching, keep a attentive eye, or whether attentive eye. So best moments, favorite moments, favorite thing.
I mean, besides just I remember I like the way the dog fell out of the car. I just like how polite they are whenever they do something fucked up.
Yes.
Like, right when he breaks the dude's leg or whatever, he's like, let him, he's a, whatever.
And they want to, they're playing by the rules. Their own
their own
rules.
rules.
But they follow those rules, and they want to follow those rules. And so they want to be polite about it. And as they were saying, it's all about being polite. And from the beginning, if they would just they were they're upset with wealthier people than them and going on from that, but if they were just polite at the beginning, just give us the eggs. Can we have? It's a simple thing. Can I have 4 eggs? Okay, sure. You're gonna give me 4 eggs. Okay, what happens if I were to drop these eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Would you give me 4 more? You would. Okay. How about I drop these other eggs too? And also start creeping out in a certain way that I'm sorry, I'm clumsy. Can I just have those 4 eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Can I know that they're their last eggs. You're gonna go shopping on Monday. It's fine. Can I just have those eggs? And at that point, I think you just better leave. Like, okay, they didn't pass the test, and all bets are up. They can go,
That's
but
what
they're still helping them out along the way, giving them these outs.
Yeah.
Like they say from the beginning, essentially, you're not getting out of this, but you can choose how it goes. What path this is going to take for the rest of the time. I really love the ending on this, and I think that ties into the beginning part that I didn't pick up on. And I just love any movie that shows you the cycle of
the
things.
complete cycle.
That this is going to happen again.
So
and
them
people
arriving
aren't
at
stopping it.
those friends' house.
Yes, and asking for
yeah.
the eggs. When they asked for the eggs, these people who they don't know just said, "Oh, you saw us earlier. Remember? We were with these neighbors."
Yeah, we were with Anna. Come on.
And that
We
just
want
thinking
some
back on
eggs.
that moment, like, oh no, they completely opened up the door because she introduced her
Yeah.
to the guy, and then, so then they automatically will trust them to a certain just enough. They'll trust them just enough to let them into the house. Oh,
It's not like Anna's dead.
it's so terrible, so bad. And I'll say that I like that they did a pseudo Hitchcockian way of not showing the brutality that they could have.
Oh yeah.
Like, it doesn't show you all of it. It shows you the aftermath of what goes on. But it cuts away for that. I like that when they made her strip, they didn't show that. It wasn't like the gratuitous thing.
Yeah.
Though
later
when she
when
was putting
she's-
that on, But it's a little different kind of thing of how they're doing it. But because they didn't show it in that moment, and I think that was good because at some points it seems exploitative, but other times if they want to show
Because
it,
at
the actors
that
are fine
point
with
it would be
things
like
okay,
torture
but-
porn, you know.
Yeah.
I know.
But
Like another movie we just watched.
Yeah.
John.
Hey, look, I picked these movies to discuss them, and that's what we were to discuss, and we did that. So, what's your favorite?
My favorite part?
Yeah.
My favorite part is easily at the end, towards the end, not what you were talking about. Just before that, when they're on the boat.
Oh, he gives her a little kiss.
Well, the boat after they drop her off, or before they drop her off, or that whole.
It's kind of that whole speech.
Okay.
It's that whole conversation they have.
Yes.
I actually
love the
rewatched it because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is like the meat of the movie. I felt that was
Oh, yeah.
and so I rewatched it just to get a better understanding.
And it's so
of
fucked up because like they push her off and he's like, I know, but I'm hungry. Ah! And they both laugh.
No, yeah,
And
that's
it's
great. Yeah.
That's great. That was
And they
yes.
just go on from there.
It didn't matter to them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, at least not to him.
No.
Maybe to Fatty, but
Yeah.
But for some reason, Fatty doesn't want to go eat.
That totally sets up in a thing of you can see someone trying to make a sequel out of this where Fatty gets retaliation to the guy. And
Well, he won't though
set that
because Paul is like super powerful. And
yeah, he is, but
can rewind
that's
time.
that's why you get the movie out of that.
Yeah.
Because his attempt to do that, because he's getting pushed.
I
out
wouldn't
of
want
that.
to see another one.
No, I would. But I'm saying that's why.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it leads someone to watch this and say, "Hey, what if we did that?" But it's a nice dynamic that they put in there. I just kind of cringed as I saw that moment of the possibility of leaving that door available for someone to do that. All right, worst things you didn't like about the movie.
It was just so like original to me that there wasn't anything that really stuck out as, oh, they could have done this better or that better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Maybe they could have shown more nudity. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say I don't know what it was missing, but I don't know. There's a little something in there. Maybe it was a little tough because of the German in that. Although I liked the German, and I loved that it's something added to the characters because they're German. Because of course they would be German. Yeah. At least the two.
So there's something missing.
I don't know. Yeah, I think there's something missing, but I can't really tell what. It's one of those moments where there's something I need from this, and maybe I need to watch the American version to see if there's some polish that is put on that that I'm not seeing in this.
I definitely agree, and I think that was one of the thoughts I had after I finished watching the film, was that I bet, or at least even during watching it, I'm like, I bet there's a lot of like intonation and things that I'm missing just because they're speaking in German rather than in English. And
I was even noticing it from the German that I do speak, and not fluent in it.
Yeah, and it wasn't translated correctly.
Yes. Yeah,
You know,
and you pick it. Well, not necessarily correctly. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't exactly translated. And the question is, because I mean, most German speakers do speak English as well. So it depends on how well they speak English. For the person who wrote the script, who wrote the translation,
Right.
For the subtitles, and that's the question of it. Is it still getting their version part?
Whatever it was. From German to English,
Yes.
something wasn't done right.
Yeah, you don't really. There's something you could be losing there. So
I didn't pick up on that.
Maybe that missing part is in there. Maybe that could be the place where we're missing the something that we're looking for. Because to get an actor's full performance, if you don't understand their language, you're not really.
Yeah, that's true.
You're interpreting the script a lot more than their performance.
One thing I actually didn't like that I just thought of was the remote control part.
It was an interesting part. Yeah, when it starts, because it breaks the fourth.
Well,
he breaks the
he
fourth
breaks the
wall
fourth
a few
wall,
times.
yeah.
A few times,
with
yeah.
the dog and
Or even just a
very-
little, like, he looks back and gives a little
very
wink
simply
greeting.
kind of things, and that's
and asks the audience to bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you
So
bet on that?
so because he's put those seeds in there, you've already established that he breaks the fourth wall. He's got some awareness of this as a film, and then when he takes control of it in the very Spaceballs way, and
I guess maybe that's it. That could have been done better too.
yeah, I think maybe they could have done a different dynamic with that.
Not that to take out the fact that he breaks the fourth wall. But
No.
just that it could have been
yeah, just the way that it's dealt with.
taken advantage better.
Yeah,
One might say.
could be. Yeah. I do like that it's almost the same when it replays, and it's just that last little nope. When he grabs the gun before her, but the look on shock on his face when he has lost control, I love that look. So that's the kind of balance there. Like I love everything that set up to that rewind and that it was there, but it was maybe a little off.
Everyone was specifically like, no, you're not going to get the satisfaction.
Yeah.
No, the bad guys are going to win.
Yeah.
It's just like Superman.
There's something that I'm thinking of there's a movie, the new Tom Cruise movie with that when
Wild
the
Wild
aliens
West.
have the control
Oh.
of rewind time or whatever. So if you're if this person has the ability to rewind time, and you don't in this universe, this guy is the one who has control of that, you're screwed. No one can beat them.
Unless someone hurts him and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how...
And for some reason he
At
doesn't
what
have
point-
any
yeah, what point
any
you
form
look at
of
that?
remote nearby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to break all the remotes.
Yeah. But it is interesting, that kind of explained why he had the TV over there and had the TV on for so much of it. All right, so star ratings.
I did 4. For the same reason you said, there's just something
Yeah.
missing.
I-
maybe.
earlier after watching this, I was kind of leaning towards a 3.5 or something. But after our discussion, I think I'm up to the 4 on this one. I really like what it put forth there, and still that 5-star.
Yeah.
How about you?
This one, it was interesting. There was a lot. For my bad points, it was the translation, and then even then, I felt like just the way they spoke the words. Because you're reading a subtitle film, you don't get the intention behind it. You don't get all the nonverbal necessarily. And this will probably shock you guys, but I'm going to give it a 2.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have more reasons for that.
Okay.
That we'll discuss later.
Oh, now you really got to watch our continued discussion of this.
I don't see how you could not.
All right.
I'm
Well, speaking of 2-star movies,
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
I had a great movie I wanted to pick that is one that is for me a
Do
5-star
I need to tighten this?
movie. Maybe you might want to just get
Okay.
out of this right now.
Okay.
Well, all right. I had one that I want to pick that's a 5-star for me, and it's a little simpler one to discuss, and I'll pick it eventually. It's been on Netflix for a long time, but
let's pick the 2-star.
Yeah, I know, because I still want to. There's a lot of good Disney movies on there, and they just added one that I think will have a great discussion for us, and I really want to know what others think about it because it's had a lot of different reactions. So, it's a little film called Escape from Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna say something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I can deal with that.
All right.
Okay, then.
Okay then. So next week we'll discuss Escape from Tomorrow. Just think Disney movie and check that one out.
Yeah.
And then we will continue on discussing with this. But thank you for watching. And if you want to hear us talk more about funny games and learn why after everything that he said so positive about it, Steffan gave Funny Games a 2.
Boo.
You can watch our continued discussions right